The New York Knicks just won an NBA championship, and I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan, here to give my thoughts on it.
Ready for the comeback. Steve Nash, I'm about to bring the sun back. Forecast.
What is up, best ones worldwide? It's the best one DBTV here, back with another video. If you're not a best one yet already, and you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, or you just love to watch me suffer because I am a Nets fan and the Knicks just won an NBA championship, I recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, because of course, you already know, the grind is real. And I think it doesn't get lower than this for the Brooklyn Nets. The New York Knicks last night just defeated the San Antonio Spurs in 5 games. And I felt like making a video giving you guys my genuine thoughts on this, because I'm actually happy for the New York Knicks.
What?
Are you serious?
I really can't hate on them. Going into the series, I was rooting for the San Antonio Spurs to win, of course, because the Knicks are a rival. But one of the things that I do stand by is following the rules and playing fair basketball. And throughout the series, I really wasn't liking the referee calls that were against the New York Knicks. Because that's the thing, I have a wrestling podcast that I do nowadays, which is where I'm more full-time, which is over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. And one of the things I always say on my podcast, which is live every Thursday, nice little plug there, I will call out the bullshit when I see it. I'll call out the good, but I'll also call out the bullshit. And the shit that Wemby was getting away with throughout this entire series started to happen towards the end with the OKC one. That's not San Antonio Spurs basketball that I enjoyed watching. Because, of course, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, my team's barely in the playoffs, so there's other teams that I have to watch and get excited for. And the San Antonio Spurs, especially during the Greg Popovich era with Tim Duncan, Modern Ginobili, and Tony Parker, I really enjoyed the way they played basketball. They played it fair, great team basketball, nice fundamental, and it was just clean basketball. But Wemby having players go after certain players because they're down, him putting his leg out in this game, almost injuring Jalen Brunson, which, I can't wait to talk about his performance in this finals. This is not San Antonio Spurs basketball, and if you are a San Antonio Spurs fan, some of you, the real ones, are definitely disappointed in the way this Spurs team has played, because that's not how San Antonio basketball has been throughout their entire franchise. They've been one of the more clean, fair, go-lucky teams out there. So, of course, I was going for the Spurs over the Knicks, but with all the bullshit that was happening, it made me really feel bad for the Knicks, and I really kind of wanted to see them win the title, actually. Which, it feels weird saying that out loud, but maybe it feels weird saying it out loud because I am a Brooklyn Nets fan, and the Knicks are our rival. They're obviously the better New York team. They just won a championship. It sucks. I don't know how else to put it. It sucks that the Brooklyn Nets, we've had so many opportunities to get there, but we never could finish the job. We were literally Kevin Durant's toe away from winning a championship. I firmly believe that. And imagine Kyrie Irving and James Harden were healthy in that series against the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't even think it goes to Game 7. I think Brooklyn Nets take it. But Kevin Durant, man, his legacy could have changed if that toe was not on that line, because then the buzzer beater, we would have been up 1, and we would have moved on to the conference finals, which I do believe we would have beat the Atlanta Hawks, and then we would have went to the finals, and we would have destroyed the Phoenix Suns. But unfortunately, it's the Brooklyn Nets way. We got rid of all of our draft picks for an old Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, which led to the Celtics getting Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, which to me hurts more than the Knicks winning a championship. And it also really hurt seeing Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum winning a championship, because that could have been the Brooklyn Nets in that situation. But, of course, it's the Brooklyn way. We only know how to lose, unfortunately. But now I do want to talk about this championship Knicks team. And I got to start off with one of my favorite players in the league. He's always been my favorite player going all the way back to Kentucky, and that is Karl Anthony Towns, the number 1 pick by the Minnesota Timberwolves in 2015. There's nobody that I'm more happier for than Cat. This man deserves this ring more than anybody with all the shit that he's gone through, especially off the court, losing a lot of his family members, and just being labeled as a soft player, the whole meme with his hands like that. Like, dude, Karl Anthony Towns absolutely deserves this because the way Mike Brown has changed the New York Knicks style of playing, it really benefits Cat. And I knew the Timberwolves trading Karl Anthony Towns was a horrible move for the Wolves, and I knew that the Knicks won that trade. I knew that. Because I think Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, if you gave them some time, I think that they generally would have won a championship together. I think that this could have been them right now if they never traded Karl Anthony Towns. So I'm really happy for Cat. Big fan of his. OG Anunoby, man. Can't believe he hit that buzzer. He did that buzzer beater, man. Coming back from one of the biggest deficits in NBA Finals history. OG has been such a massive asset for the Knicks as well. Great two-way player, the 3-and-D guy, guards your best player. OG, man, another guy that they were able to make a good trade with, trading RJ Barrett and a couple other guys for him, and really benefited them doing that trade. Let's talk about Mikal Bridges, the former Brooklyn Net.
Criticism, fans, ups and downs. I mean, how's it
Fuck them picks
for you?
You talking about them picks?
Yes, sir.
Fuck him.
Look what we got.
That fucking traitor. But all jokes aside, you would think that the Knicks trading 5 first-round picks for Mikal, who, 1, has never made an all-star game, and 2, considered a role player in this league, you would consider any other team or any other trade scenario, any other sports league would have finessed them. But, of course, the Brooklyn Nets way, because right now we're going through what the Knicks have been going through for the last 50 years. It's just not working out for us. Like, we even traded the Phoenix Sun picks back to the Rockets to get our own picks for a couple seasons to tank, and we end up getting the 8th pick and getting the 6th pick this upcoming draft. Getting 5 first-round picks, you would think it would work out for the Brooklyn Nets, but unfortunately it didn't. And Mikal, like, he's had some bad moments, but he's also had some good moments because he is a solid role player. He's always been a solid role player. And I do like seeing the Villanova boys back together. I will say that's a cool little storyline in the NBA. Josh Hart, man, the heart and soul of that team. The heart and soul of that team. One of the best role players in the NBA. Just does his role to the best of his abilities. Grabbing those rebounds, saving the ball out of bounds, doing all the little things. I am really happy for Josh Hart because the dude busts his ass, and he definitely deserves this. Solid role player, the perfect piece for Jalen Brunson, and that's who I want to get into now. The superstar in New York. I think the best player right now in the NBA is Jalen Brunson. And I will say, I don't want to even know how the Dallas Maverick fans feel about Brunson winning a championship and becoming this massive superstar for a franchise that really needed it. Jalen Brunson, man, unbelievable basketball. And the thing that I generally respect the most about Brunson is that the dude doesn't get calls, yet he just puts his head down and he goes to work and he gets that bucket instead of complaining to the referees like Shea or LeBron or James Harden. He just puts his head down and he goes to work. So you can't hate on that. You gotta respect that. And Jalen Brunson is a bucket. He really is at the end of the day. And the fact that this dude was a 2nd-round pick for the Dallas Mavericks and ended up going to the conference finals with Luka just for the Mavs to try to lowball him, Knicks paying him, and then the fact that Brunson when he had his contract extension with the New York Knicks, decided to take a pay cut so that they can retain Karl Anthony Towns, they can retain Mikal and OG. That just tells you that he wanted this ring more than anybody else, because there's nobody right now, I believe, in the league that is taking a pay cut to compete for a championship. And especially with the new luxury tax rule in the NBA, that is valuable. Absolutely valuable. And I hope that when we do get to the contract extension talks with Jalen Brunson, the Knicks do decide to give him the money that he rightfully deserves. Because at the end of the day, the goal was to give the New York Knicks a championship, and that is what Jalen Brunson did. Mitchell Robinson grabbing those important boards when needed. Mike Brown completely changing the system. I knew that this was going to be a great move for the Knicks because, of course, Tibbs, got to give credit to Tibbs because he did change the Knicks from a laughingstock to going to the playoffs. But just his style, his old style of playing, where players, you only play the starting five for 40-plus minutes. Maybe the sixth man gets like 10 minutes out there. That just doesn't work in today's NBA, because I believe in today's NBA, it's not about one player. It's not about your big three. It's about your entire roster. You need to have depth, which is the reason why the San Antonio Spurs got to the finals. The reason why the OKC Thunder are considered a threat, the first seed in the Western Conference. You got to have depth. That is how you win a championship in the modern NBA. It's not about having the superstars and the big threes anymore. And I believe with the New York Knicks, they just have overall depth, and that's the thing. Tom Thibodeau never utilized that depth. Mike Brown, on the other hand, has, which I got to give a shout out to Landry Shamet, former Brooklyn Net, because the dude was, I believe, the 15th member of the roster going into training camp, and then he earned his minutes, hit some clutch threes in crunch time, and he was a valuable asset for them. Jordan Clarkson, another guy as well, who's been an NBA vet for quite a while, playing on rebuilding teams like the Lakers and Utah Jazz. So congratulations, man, to the entire New York Knicks, and this will probably be the only time I ever praise the hell out of them, because I am, unfortunately, a Brooklyn Nets fan. It does sting a little bit, but there's nothing I can hate about the 2025-2026 New York Knicks. They weren't complaining to the referees. They were out there playing basketball, especially when calls weren't going their way, especially in Game 5 with Wemby putting the foot out on the landing spot of Jalen Brunson. That should have been a call, but of course the league was probably trying to get that Game 6 at Madison Square Garden because, of course, the Garden, they up those prices, and it always is a sellout. So, of course, they're trying to make the game go to 6, but it just didn't work out. And that's what I loved, because I think any other team in the NBA would have folded. They would have been complaining to the referees. They would have gotten texts. They would have been getting thrown out, and it would have cost them. And we would probably not be talking about the New York Knicks winning a championship if that was the case. They just went out there and they got the buckets no matter what way the referees were going. Which is why, I have to respect the New York Knicks winning a championship. There's really nothing to hate. And I lost so much respect for Victor Wembanyama playing dirty. And just the way the Spurs have been playing the dirty basketball, because that's not San Antonio basketball. And I think the real ones know that. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen next season. But this does give me, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, a little bit of hope here. Because for the first time in a while, basically the New York Knicks won a championship based off free agent signings and trades. And that's something that you don't really see often, because a lot of the times the draft is what really helps certain teams win championships, especially with the OKC Thunder. That's why they're in the position that they're in. Well, they did do the Paul George trade with Shea, with the Clippers and stuff. But the draft was where they got Chet, where they got Jalen Williams, where they got a lot of their solid role players. Same with the Denver Nuggets as well. But that's going to do it for this video. I would love to know, to the Brooklyn Net fans that are probably watching this video, probably raging me right now for saying all of this, I do want to know your thoughts down in the comment section below. This is a safe place. It sucks, but at the end of the day, if you're a true basketball fan, you can't lie. You have to admit that the New York Knicks, they earned this. They earned this Larry O'Brien trophy. It sucks that it happened, but I think the right team won. And there's really not much I could hate about this. Honestly, I hated that the Celtics won the championship more than the Knicks. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button now, because I am going to try to start uploading content going into free agency. I think we're going to do one video a week now, because I am full-time over on 2 of my other channels. But if you're not a Best One yet already and you're a basketball fan, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. Links down in the description box below. You can go follow me over on my toy page, Best One Donnie, because I am a huge WWE action figure collector. I also do some NBA collectible stuff as well on that channel. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. Link is down below. Also, I have a wrestling YouTube channel that I'm full-time on. We Are Wrestling, with over 8,000 subscribers on there. I have a live podcast. I do live watch-alongs. So if you're a wrestling fan, there's no reason you shouldn't check out the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. The links are down in the description box below. And, of course, you can go follow me over on X, where you can get my genuine reactions to things happening in the NBA, because that's kind of where I just go off about the league. So you can go follow me on X, at Best One Donnie. All the links down in the description box below. But, of course, to all the Brooklyn Net fans out there worldwide, 1 like equals 1 prayer. And congratulations, once again, to the New York Knicks on becoming your 2025-2026 NBA champions. Peace.
Better like you never tried, I bet it right. You been stuck just where you at because you never tried. Want a better life, I had to try, I bet it right. Yeah, I just took a test and yeah, let me right.